Sometimes you're asked to describe a changing situation using an algebraic expression. For example, let's say that I have $3 in my piggy bank, and every week I get $5, which I put into my piggy bank. How much will I have at the end of 6 weeks? I guess we should draw a little picture of my piggy bank. And I know that I have $3 that I begin with. So I start with $3 in my piggy bank. We could say that this is week 0 because I haven't added any money to it yet. I add $5 every week. So I could say that on week 1, I have my original $3 plus $5. Week 2, I could say that I have my $5, but I have 2 lots of $5. And of course, my original $3. Week 3, I have my $3, but this time I have my $5 times 3. Week 4, I have my original $3 plus 4 lots of $5, or $5 times 4. I'm starting to see a connection here between the week number and the number of times that I add $5. I could continue the pattern in the same way and say I have my original $3 plus $5 times 5 because this is week 5. And then my original $3 plus $5 times 6 because this is week 6. So my pattern is that I need to include my original $3 and then I'm going to do $5 times whatever number the week is. I can represent this pattern by having n represent the number of weeks. So I could say $3 needs to go in because that's my original amount. $5 will go in times n number of weeks. So at the end of 6 weeks, to answer the question, we could do it this way, where we're always following the pattern down, or we could just have the expression that we've written and substitute 6 for n. So let's do that. We have $3 plus $5 times 6 in this case, which will give us $3 plus 5 times 6 will give us $30, which equals $33 at the end of 6 weeks. We can continue to use that expression to find out the number for any number of weeks. Here's another example of a situation. My son Josh collects hockey cards, and he has a young friend that he would really like to encourage. Right now, he has 56 hockey cards. He wants to encourage his friend by giving him 4 cards every week. I'm wondering, how many cards will he have left in 5 weeks? Let's think about this for a moment. We know that we are starting with 56 cards. We also know that there are 4 cards being subtracted every time. So this is 56 cards, and the first week we took 4 away. In the next week, we have our 56 cards, subtract 4, but then subtract 4 more. So we're really subtracting 2 weeks' worth of cards. So 4 times 2. Then the next week, 56, subtract 4 times 3. and so on until we get to 5 weeks. However, now that we've noticed that we have this times 4 rule happening, we can start to use that to predict how many cards we're going to have in 5 weeks. So rather than figure them out from week to week, let's write it this way. We know we need to start with 56 cards, and we know that we're going to have some subtraction. We'll know how many cards we have to subtract by having 4 times the number of weeks. Last time we represented that by n, so let's do that again. So now we can take and substitute. Because we are interested in knowing how many cards we'll have after 5 weeks, we'll write 56, subtract 4 times 5. Now we can use the order of operations to help us. We know that we need to start with the multiplication, so that will be 56 subtract 20. And we know that that equals 36 cards. So we'll have 36 cards at the end of 5 weeks.